Man, I love innovation in this industry, and I mean like honest innovation, right? When manufacturers come up with new floor plans. This one right here is the first bunk model I have seen with this design, and I think you're really gonna like it. If you're into a bunk model fifth wheel with 2 full baths, then this is one you're going to like. This right here is the Open Range 3X Series 393 TBR. Kind of take a quick look here. Let's head inside. And like I said, there's a lot of things that they did right. Now, there are a few things I'm going to critique as we go through it, because to this day, I have yet to see an RV that I think is absolutely perfect. But again, there are a lot of things that I think they did really, really right. Now, we'll get to the kitchen in a second, as well as up to the bathroom. And you can see there is a loft in this model, which is great. But the first thing I want to do is take a look at the back, because this is something that's really special. What you essentially have is a room over here and a bunk room over here. So again, this is something I haven't seen before, I haven't seen done, but I think this is brilliant. So let's come on in. You can see right here is going to be a sofa. This is a pull-out sofa, so it does fold out into a bed. That's going to be your main bed space. Then right across from that, you have TV hookup, as well as a desk right down below, and then you can see your wardrobe there. Now this wardrobe is shared, I do want to mention that. So you can see that it's shared on the other side. And then you have drawers right down below. But this is great, right? You have a desk so the kids can do homework. They can put a puzzle together, play games, eat. They can watch TV, everything they want to do. But here's the cool thing, is that this right here can separate off so that this is its own room. They have a door right back here to the bathroom. This is, as you can see, a full bath. So you have your mirrored medicine cabinet there. You can see the vanity. The shower over here to the side, right down underneath, is going to be our porcelain foot flush toilet, and there is even direct access right from the outside. So if you or guests want to come in and use the bathroom, it is nice and simple and easy to do that, right? It's quick. It's right there. Come in. You're not getting dirt throughout the entire thing. But as I mentioned, here's what's cool is the second bedroom. So you have one here, and then right over there, basically like nearly doubled it. The big difference is going to be this right here. This one actually has a bunk up top. The reason being it doesn't have the loft. So there is going to be a ladder that's just stored underneath here, telescoping ladder to be able to climb up there. But again, this pulls out into a bed. And once again, straight across from this sofa is a spot for a TV, a desk, and some storage all the way around. Like, I'm sorry, but this is just an innovative floor plan. Like, that's a cool setup, especially for someone like myself. You know, my kids are, my 2 daughters are 5 years apart, and my son is going to be 10 years older than my oldest daughter. So yeah, I need some separation of space, right? They're not into the same things. This right here definitely gives that to me. Now, if we take a look up top, you just kind of saw right up here is going to be our loft. 300-pound weight limit up here. I'll kind of take another step up just to show you, but yes, you have an additional 2 beds up here, plus some electrical outlets. You even have TV connection right up there as well. So not only do you have these 2 separate spaces down here, but you have this built-in ladder, and you have that additional sleeping space up there. And as I mentioned, you get the bathroom in the back. I mean, folks, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beds all in the back of this fifth wheel. I don't know. That is something very innovative to me. I have yet to see this floor plan. I think they did a great job. I did double check just for the record. There are AC ducts in all of these rooms. So yes, they are staying nice and cool. They did a really good job on that as well. Now, because you have a lot of people, you need a lot of seats. And that is exactly what they have done here. You have 5 theater seats. Every single one of these recline. The 2 outside ones, you're going to have these controls right here with the USB ports. The 3 inside ones all have their own controller. So yes, they are all powered, each and every single one of them. Really, really cool. And they can do that. They can get away with having all this seating here, right? A, it's going to be across the entertainment center, but B, because you have this seating space here to sit and eat. And as I mentioned, the kids can stay back there. Of course, you can always go outside in a picnic table, but you have this space, right? This is not your sink. Your sink is over here. That's your kitchen workspace. This, sure, you can use it for prep, of course, but you can also sit here and eat. You have 2 chairs right over here, and take a look at this. This was kind of cool. They found a way to be able to fit 2 bar stools right in here, so that if you do want to sit, you can take these out, set them up, and you're good to go. If you don't use them, that's fine too. You have electrical outlets down here. So again, if you need to plug any extra appliances, blenders, things like that, you can do it. It has a pop-out countertop extension right over there. And then across the way, of course, is going to be the rest of our kitchen. You get a 4-burner cooktop with an oven, and then a little bit of additional prep space here, as well as the electrical outlet right there, storage down below, microwave up top. I'll get to the rest in a second, but I do want to show you this real quick. You have the 50-inch TV as well as the fireplace. I showed you that earlier. But this does have hidden pantry space behind it with a motion sensor light. Now here's one of the critiques I'm going to give. This is something I didn't care for. If you notice, let me see if I can sneak my big old butt around here. But if you notice right here, when this door is open and we try to swing this, that's kind of tough to see on camera, but the TV wants to hit that door. So their solution was to hang this little guy up here, hang this little guy up here, and use this to connect the two. Now, when that is strung up here, I hate the way that looks. Personally, I think it would have been much easier to do something small like, I don't know, here and here, maybe? I don't know. Like, there has to be a better method. Put a strut on it, do something. I just don't love that design. Again, it's not terrible. It just, it's not a deal breaker. I feel like they could have done better. But this is a nice big pantry, and I do like the fact it's a motion sensor. Right down there is the little sensor, so that when you open it up, it turns on. But like I said, that if I had to critique something, that is one of my critiques there. Okay, kind of finishing out the rest of the kitchen. We have our large residential refrigerator. This one, yes, does have an ice maker, water dispenser there. Always a fan of that. GE profile appliances all the way throughout, folks. I do want to mention for your refrigerator, microwave, oven, and dun 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 dun, dishwasher. Yes, GE profile dishwasher. Love, love, love having a dishwasher in an RV. It's just super convenient because I get sick of washing dishes. Now, I personally, right, wrong, or otherwise, use a lot of paper dishes when I camp. Sorry, environment. But, having the dishwasher, maybe I would change my tune. If we take a look here, you will see this is a real backsplash. I always appreciate when manufacturers put an actual backsplash. Workstation sink, this is going to be another one of my critiques. If you've seen my videos, you know exactly what I'm going to say. This is an undermount sink, and it's not undermounted. You can tell it's an undermount sink because this is flat. The reason it's flat is to mount underneath the countertop. I hate the fact that we have solid surface countertops and an undermount sink that got mounted on top of the countertop. Now I have this lip that is going to constantly collect dirt and get dirty, and I don't like that. Outside of that, I love a workstation sink. You have the soap dispenser, you get the glass rinser, everything you want. Beautiful cabinet doors, by the way. I really do like the cabinet doors. They have like a glaze on them, but good cabinet space up top. You can see that you have the soft close or slow close hinges on there. And then dropping down underneath, again, you have good storage space there as well. Underneath the sink, that is dirty, but that is a pull-out trash can. So, you do have a spot for a trash can. Again, I always appreciate that. One thing I do want to mention before we go up front are the windows. Folks, these currently are, from what I am told, the most expensive windows in the industry, and I did not get told that by this manufacturer. I've been told by another, and it is a very credible source, so I do believe it. The reason they're expensive is going to be for a few reasons. One, they are square windows. When we go outside, I'll show you. On top of that, they have the blinds built in, and the really neat thing about these is the back side of them are reflective. So any heat that's going to be hitting them, even though they're black, is going to be reflected back out, keeping this coach much, much cooler. And as you can see, we have AC ducts everywhere in this thing. We saw it when we were in the back as well. Quiet, cool AC system kind of built in all the way throughout. Okay, let's come up the steps. This one does have the BM Pro control center here. So, whether you love it or hate it, that is what it has. Personally, I think it's a decent system. I think it works pretty well. Pretty good to the touch. They've definitely come a long way from where a lot of the touch systems used to be. The BM Pro actually does a pretty decent job. Coming up into the bathroom, very unique shower. The reason I say that is because it is squared off. A lot of times when you have this style setup, it's a radius shower, right? And they didn't do that here at all. So Very unique. You can see the drain kind of in the back there. You have the drop-down teak seat, the shower tower here as well. You have a shelf that's built in, skylight. I have stood in here. In fact, I'll do it for you right now just to kind of show you. And as you can see, maybe you can't. I have a lot of space here, right? I don't know, good 6-7 inches there. So I definitely have some pretty decent space. Right across the way, you can see the towel bar. Right down underneath is going to be the porcelain toilet. And as we shift over here, look at this. Still get solid surface countertops. They kept that throughout. You get the vessel bowl. I want to know what your thoughts are on a vessel bowl, folks. I think they look really nice. My biggest complaint with a vessel bowl is that it eats up a lot of countertop space. I mean, yes, if it was sunk down, like, you know, you're not gaining a whole lot more, but I don't know, like this right here, like this space is now unusable kind of all the way around. So let me know your thoughts. Do you like the vessel bowl just because it looks really nice? Would you rather have the functionality of the countertop? Let me know in the comments because I'm curious. I genuinely would like to know everyone else's thoughts. Obviously, I have mine. I am not everyone. You can see the mirrored medicine cabinet, storage behind that. It does have a toilet paper holder in there as well, so you can install that. Tankless water heater on here. A little bit of storage down underneath. And then this I do like. They did still manage to give you a linen closet. And I think in a fifth wheel of this size and caliber that was very necessary. Coming into the bedroom, one of the things I want to point out, and it may not pick up very well on film, but you have a ton of space here thanks to how high this bed actually lifts up. You can see the corner fell off. And I will admit, this happens a lot because it goes up so high that this falls down constantly. So whether you love it or hate it, that is something you'll probably have to fix. Or just have sheets on there, find a way to, I don't know, fold the blanket back, do something. But the thing I do like is just how much space it actually gives you here is pretty fantastic. The shelves on the side lift up and drop down. Windows open in both sides of the slide, so you can have cross ventilation. You have some lights underneath there as well. Right up front is going to be our wardrobe. You can see hanging rod here. You have shelving up top. You have some space down below. And yes, this one does have washer and dryer prep. So if you want washer and dryer, you can have that installed nice and easily. Then at the foot of the bed is going to be your TV. You can see the big bank of drawers here as well as here. This does open up for a little bit of additional hidden storage, assuming you remove that sticker. But that is some good extra storage there. You have the AC in here. And then I also want to point out this right here, which is going to be your 5G WineGuard system. So if you want 5G, you can have that added on here as well. If you have the capability of, for example, working remotely, or if you just want internet basically on the go. But again, I think this is a great floor plan. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll go check out the outside real quick. But I think they did a great job from both an aesthetic standpoint and, again, very innovative rear bunk space. Probably one of my favorites in 2026. But let's go check outside. All right, let's get into the outside here. We'll kind of start off right up front. You'll see this one does have a painted front cap. The pin box, shockingly, at this price point is standard. Now, you can get that upgraded to a more ride pin box if you so choose. That is going to be an extra option, though. Dropping down, the front compartment looks great. I mean, they did a really good job. I mean, okay, yeah, you have a bunch of foam and stuff there, but I mean, as far as overall cleanliness, like, it's just very organized. There's not a bunch up here. This is great additional storage. Obviously, batteries go here. If you want, you can option in generator prep as well. So if you plan on putting in a generator, that is what that space would be for. Otherwise, it is just great additional storage space. Dropping down, you'll see this one does have the JT strong arms. Those actually make a pretty decent difference as far as moving around inside. I've been in fifth wheels with them and without, and I can say, at least in my experience, that they do make a pretty good difference in helping to stop everything from kind of wobbling around as you are inside there. Opening up the side compartments, yeah, that's nice. 40-pound propane tank. It's a big boy. You got two of those. So nice big propane tank. So if you plan on staying out a little bit longer, you can do that, which is great. Opening this guy up. Let me get it over here. So a few things I do want to point out. One is just how thick these baggage doors are. You have nice thick baggage doors, and you actually have thick sidewalls in this one. This one has the 4-season package built in. The only thing it doesn't have that you have to option in basically is dual pane windows if you want dual pane windows. But instead of a standard 2-inch wall like most, this actually has, it's a little bit over 2.5 inches. I think it's like, I don't know, 2 5/8 or something like that for the wall thickness. So it is a little bit thicker wall. You also have your valve bodies, right, are going to be insulated so that, you know, they don't freeze up on you. So if you're looking for something a little bit more for season, this has the capability here. Taking a peek in here, a few things to point out. One is going to be right over here, and that is going to be our fridge as well as the griddle. So nice setup there. You can also see the vac. Not my favorite placement being right next to the fridge, but hey, having a central vac is better than not having it. You also have the outside water there, TV hookup, and a light. Another thing you may notice is right over here is going to be your whole house water filter. Love that too. And then the other side is going to be battery disconnect, and I have to go see what that is over there. That's probably going to be inverter for the fridge, I'm guessing, but I do need to go check on that one. I don't want to promise that without taking a look myself. But at a glance, that is going to be my guess. As I said when we were inside, you have the square windows, and as I promised, those are currently some of the best in the industry. You have a couple awnings on this one, so you can see the large LED awnings there too. The side windows, again, are going to be square. I have seen some manufacturers that you like the square frameless on the front, but then on the side, instead of doing like the square windows, they just go to standard framed, which is kind of weird, but they did the right thing and kept them square. You'll also see here you have the MORryde safety rail as well as the steps to get into the coach. This is actually something that's pretty nice. You can get this aftermarket, but they already put it on here for you. This is the Screen Defender by Lippert. You have the screenshot on here too, so it automatically shuts for you nice and easy. But this Screen Defender, folks, if you have doggos, this is great. That way they're not busting through your screen right away. So that, again, it's just a nice welcome addition straight from the manufacturer. Now dropping down, this one does have the MORryde All-Trek 4000 suspension right up in there, so you're getting 4 inches of travel. For tires, you're looking at 215/75. Those are 17.5-inch tires. I am not sure of the load range. I did not peek, but we'll, if I remember when I go around the other side, I'll take a look at the sticker so we can figure out exactly what they are for you. Right up top, you'll see this one has slide-out topper prep on there. That is an option to get the actual slide-out toppers if you want them added. This is that rear entrance into the bathroom, and yes, even your secondary entrance has the upgraded MORryde steps on there. You also see the ladder to climb up on the fully walkable roof, as well as the backup camera. Oh shoot, you know what I forgot? I did want to point this out, actually. Above the, sorry for backtracking here, above the main door, there is a camera prep. Right there we go. So there is a camera prep right there above the main door as well, so you can kind of have that security camera if you want it, just giving you a little bit more visibility. Now, I don't know if you can pick this up, but this is kind of showing the reflection on the back there. Man, it's tough to see, but you can kind of see that reflective backing helping to, as I mentioned, we were inside, helping to keep that heat out. You can see right down underneath, you have an accessory hitch if you need, what is it, 300 on this one? 250, so 250 pounds. So, you know, don't overload it, but it is nice for like a bike rack or something like that for just like 2 bikes. Of course, we have our 50 amp detachable power cord plugging in right there. And as I mentioned, kind of same deal here. We have the prep right there. And let's come over to this sticker. I do just want to show, let's see if we can take a peek here. What do we have? J, looks like we have J range tires on there. That is pretty darn good. While we're here, we'll take a look. It looks like our GVWR is 17,700 pounds on that bad boy. And let's see, cargo carrying capacity 2205. So she's heavy for sure. But right there is going to be our tankless water heater. And the last thing I promised, let me open this up. And as we take a look in the pass-through on this side, you'll see there is auto level, battery disconnect, and the inverter, which I assume is for the residential fridge. Also, now that we have the backup camera prep and the security camera prep, we also have the side camera prep. So what do you folks think, right? Like I said, I think this Open Range 3X, I think is a really awesome floor plan, very innovative. I like a lot of the things they did. You know, again, overall, I'm probably gonna say it's like an 8 out of 10. I think they did a lot of things really, really right. There's just a few minor things that I wish they would have tweaked, but let me know in the comments your thought, and if you are wondering how much this beautiful rig is and where you can pick one up, I will leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see ya.